Hi everyone, it's Maria, and today I'm just going to do a quick homeschool game that we've kind of come up with. We've really enjoyed integrating homeschool play with our learning, and so this is just something you can do with picture books or books in general to just kind of make a game. And you can do this with more than just history. This one focuses on history. You could do it with reading books that are fiction. You could do it with science. Basically, I have tons of envelopes. I don't know about you, but I just seem like I have all these envelopes with no matching cards to go with them for different note cards and things. And so we just grabbed a stash of envelopes and some pieces of paper. And as we've read picture books right now in history, we're studying the 1800s. So as we've been reading picture books from different people in the 1800s, we've been taking an envelope. I write on it in pencil the name of the person. This one's Andrew Jackson, because we just read about the Trail of Tears. And then if we each come up with one or two clues to put in the envelope, so that when we play a guessing game, or we haven't really come up with a name for it yet, but basically a kid can pick up an envelope and read out the clues until somebody guesses which person it's about. So I will show you the picture books that we've gotten with this. This is Beatrix Potter and her paint box. A lot of times I just like to go to the library and look through the shelves to see if I can find any random ones that I wouldn't have been able to think of on my own. However, I do have certain people from my list of people that I definitely want to cover from each period in history. This is Napoleon. He's a big one. We've also read a longer biography of him as well. This one I really like. If you have kids that are very into the Wild West, this is the story of Bass Reeves, Deputy U.S. Marshal. It's called Bad News for Outlaws, and it's written by Vonda Michaud Nelson, and the illustrations are by R. Gregory Christie. This is beautifully illustrated. Bass Reeves is actually a sheriff or a marshal, I guess, somebody that I had never heard of. He was a an escaped slave, and he became a U.S. Marshal for the government. Very successful. I also appreciated that instead of just using violence, he was a good shot. He did try and reform criminals by talking to them about moral code and things like that when they were in jail. And he also, considering how many arrests he made, he had very few kills because he tried to use that as a last resort. This was just a really, really great read. My boys especially really enjoyed it. Then we have Molly by Golly, The Legend of Molly Williams, America's First Female Firefighter, by Diane Ochiltree. Oh my gosh, I should have looked this up. And I didn't know the story either. She was actually a slave woman. And here they say she's a servant. We did some backstory research on her. I think in the back it does say she was a slave. But she actually helped out with fighting some fires in the 1800s. This is also cool because it shows how dangerous just everyday life was back then. Then we have Ada Lovelace, Poet of Science, The First Computer Programmer, by Diane Stanley. This was a great read. We really liked the illustrations as well. And my husband's a programmer, so we've been really trying to make sure Ada gets... Here's another one of Ada. Ada Byron Lovelace and the Thinking Machine, by Lori Walmark, illustrated by April Chu. The illustrations in here are also just beautifully done. Not less whimsical, but very, very nicely done. And then we also have Dave the Potter, Artist, Poet, Slave, by Laban Carrick Hill, illustrated by Brian Collier. Again, you know I like the art, but this is about a slave artist named Dave. He didn't have a last name, which I also appreciate that they kind of talk about why slaves didn't have last names back then. I had no idea about him in history, and I really have enjoyed kind of delving into some of these lesser known stories with my kids. So anyway, those are some of the picture books that we came up with our clues from. So I really recommend kind of making things a game to review later. It helps really drive things home, especially if you are like me and you go to the library and check out books and then you don't have them on your shelves to refer back to. This is a great way to say, remember when we read that story on such and such. So that is what I have for you today. I hope you have a great day, and let me know in the comments if you have any similar homemade review games that you do with your homeschooled kids, or if you can think of any if you don't homeschool. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.